and welcome to a series of lessons that I believe will change your life. This lesson is all about how to get the best from these online lessons. Our first lesson, to teach once is to learn twice, making the learning stick. I'm Jennifer Elliott, CEO of IntegrityandValues.com. I'm an Australian Telstra Businesswoman Award winner, and I have over 30 years of experience in building leaders and successful businesses. And this is a topic that I am passionate about. There is a saying from Joseph Joubert, who lived in the 1700s to the early 1800s, and he said, "To teach is to learn twice." You know, how many times have you been really excited about something that you just learned? And you went around and you told everybody about it. It could be a movie that you saw where there was a great line in it. Well, teaching is no different. Get excited about what you're learning. And in this lesson, we will reveal our secret teaching weapon. The weapon that we have used countless of times, and where people continue to tell us years after we've been there that they continue to use some of the lessons that we taught them. How is that so? Let us tell you how. And I hope that through this you will get excited and that you will share yourself and the lessons that you learn. How do you increase retention? This method integrates your learning by seeing, hearing, doing, teaching. This process massively increases your retention of the lessons you have just learned. Now, there's all kinds of different teaching styles. There's chalk and talk. The teacher stands in the front of the room and all their knowledge and fount of information is deposited upon you. Then you get a little bit smarter people, and they do death by PowerPoint, training sessions that are very boring and monotonous. You get a massive amount of paper notes and pictures of PowerPoints that are rarely looked at again. You get the information bashing, where there's an endless stream of facts that paralyzes your mind. And then you get experiential learning, where you get to do, hear, and see things. We want to involve all your senses, which is different and difficult when you're doing it online. So we will be setting you some tasks and having you go and share those tasks with other people and then reporting back to your group on what you're learning. The more experiential, the more you talk about it to other people, the more you will get. Let's talk about the difference between training and education. Education raises intellectual awareness on a subject. It's important. You'll get some education in these lessons where we're going to raise your intellectual awareness on a subject that for some of you, you know absolutely nothing about. Or you think you know something and you get a whole new level of learning. The other part is training. Training means to have someone competent at a given task and cause them to take action. This learning process is all about you taking action. Therefore, how Teach Once, Learn Twice will help you produce results in your organization. The first thing is it increases accountability because you're not doing it in isolation. You're doing it with your team. You can invite people to do it with you. Think about it. You know, it's hard to learn in isolation. It's much better to discuss your learning with other people, to argy-bargy about it and have some fun. Communication improves across the organization, and we develop a common language. Now, wouldn't that be exciting? You know, one of the greatest things for us as we've gone to visit organizations is I hear people use a common language and everyone understands. Profits increase. You know, when we're not talking from a common standpoint, we misunderstand each other. So we're going to begin to start to talk from a common position. This increases profits. People experience personal growth, both at home and at work. I love the stories that we get from wives and husbands as they are taught these lessons as well. It's a very cost-effective way for training. It's a 24/7 online access to training. Therefore, the value of the training dollars are increased, and you can do the lessons as many times as you like during the period of time that your organization or you have personal access to them. The value of the training is increased because of that. Staff contribute to each other and share their knowledge. You know, there's nothing more exciting than when people share knowledge. Some more. Communication improves. We eliminate them and us. Do you know one of the greatest things is as people participate in these lessons, everyone in the organisation see the senior executives to the most junior new person in the organisation doing the lessons. You boost productivity, morale and culture are improved, and we provide a workplace where learning is encouraged, supported and actually celebrated. You know, wouldn't it be great if you could go to work and say, hey, I just did that lesson. Wow, I learned this, this and this. Wouldn't that be exciting? We overcome one of our greatest fears. This process of teaching what we learn is you learn to stand up in front of people and talk. Now, for some of you, just even the thought of me saying that right now scares you silly. Don't worry about it. You will be helped. Sometimes you only have to say something for 5 seconds and then sit down. You'll overcome this fear and you will be good at communicating, teaching, presenting and training on any topic. We're going to teach you some of the things that we absolutely know work. Great leaders have learned to communicate with power and magnetism. They've learned how to let other people know what's exciting them. Now, all of us deep down inside have some passion about something. Let this bring your passion out. And this is what Teach Once, Learn Twice offers you, that opportunity to connect with your own personal power and magnetism. Have you ever heard that saying, knowledge is power? Well, I'm about to say knowledge is not power. Action is power. The secret of attaining power is to take massive action. So, in these lessons, we will be teaching you how to take massive action. This will be a demonstration of your courage. When we stand up and lead and teach these lessons, it is a demonstration of courage. When we truly see each other struggle with that, and we stop seeing people as successes or failures, and simply as people standing up together and learning together. When your fellow workers teach each other, it is a demonstration of courage. When their passion for the topic is captured and their talents and interests nurtured. Do you know what? I've had experiences where I've had someone stand up and teach one of our lessons and they've done a better job of it than me. Why? Because it became so personal. They got to see themselves. I get excited when I see that. So please don't be afraid. You will be surprised at how much people take to your teaching method. There is no failure. The only failure in this program is the failure to participate. To do nothing, be nothing, and go nowhere is a life of desperate mediocrity. To never share yourself or your knowledge creates this mediocrity. So we're about to challenge you. We're about to put you on notice. You are extraordinary, and I know that. And I have seen people with knees knocking teach these lessons and come out the other end as knowing themselves to be amazing. When I was sharing these slides with a friend of mine, she said, change the title of the next slide, Jennifer, and make it this: Share the Love. Catherine is one of these most extraordinary people who has an enthusiasm and passion for living. And, you know, she has her issues. So we all have an opportunity to be a leader in our own lives. We need to make a stand and take a stand for a better world. Consider that it's selfish not to share your knowledge for the sake of personal fear or embarrassment. Your poorly presented lesson could be a huge gift to someone who has never heard it before. All I know is that when people come to me and tell me that so-and-so showed them this lesson and they got something, I get excited. What is your job? Your job: complete each lesson, including the workbook and exercises, using the Teach Once, Learn Twice method and the next lesson, the process of connection. You will be challenged to teach what you are learning. Follow our process. It truly works. Graduation from this program is guaranteed. When I lived in Italy, I went to the Goethe Institute and learned to speak German. That was 3 or 4 decades ago now, and I still remember this: whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, magic, and power in it. Begin it now. Said by Wolfgang von Goethe. I promise you, you have magic and genius in you, and you can do this. In the next lesson, the process of connection, we will give you the formula that we have used and taught thousands of people to use, how to create presentations that are powerful and work every time, where you connect with your audience. I look forward to this journey with you. I look forward to your graduation at the end of these lessons. No one can fail these lessons. The only failure is not to do the lesson. So go in there, go for it, give it everything you've got, and learn how to lead and communicate effectively. Thank you for completing this lesson. Your courage is noted, and I know you can do this.